Good morning. It's 3 a.m. and the Bakerloo line is closed for the night. The Jubilee is still open, but I'll do you a quick tour of the abandoned tunnel section. So this would have been an exit off of the platform to the lift shafts. It's now been closed off, but if we go around the corner, this takes you down to the Jubilee. But behind this door, this would have been the passageway to the lifts. There's one lift shaft. So in there would have been a lift. If you look at the old architecture there, and this is the other side of what was on the platform a moment ago. You can see the tiling, well actually you can't, it's quite black and faded. But if we go down the service tunnel here, you can see the tiling of the original tunnels. And this was another lift shaft. I think there was 3 in total here. And they were all removed due to the advent of escalators, which will carry more people. So they were taken out just before the Second World War. In 1939 they were removed. So if we go around this door. Not gonna lie, I'm tricking it a little bit because I'm on my own. So this would have been a passageway. You can see the tiling, or the original tiling still here. If I can remember which key opens this door. Wrong set of keys. One key. While I'm doing that, let's have a look around. There we go. There you go. This is the main area. So that is a baffle door, which would have been swung open to allow air access if needed. And yeah, there's again more tiling. And that would have been another baffle door there as well. That would have been swung as and when needed also to help with airflow. That is an original lift. You can hear the Jubilee line running beneath us, or to the side. I wasn't quite sure where it's coming from. Fuck me. A lot of air travels through. So the lift shafts are now used as ventilation shafts to allow air to travel through to keep it cool. And that would have been the 3rd lift shaft. And I'm now shitting myself because of that door banging. But it's just the air to travel. This is all maintenance workers now. They use these for storing their goods. And this is the lift shaft, which you can see up there. Well, you can't really see much. It's obviously pitch black. But yeah, this would have been the original lift shafts. Yeah, that's the abandoned section of Baker Street. Yeah, my skin is now, or my hairs are now on the end of my skin. Yeah, I'm getting a bit nervous. I've never been down here on my own, with literally nobody else, overnight. Oh, fuck me. Yeah. It took a bit of courage to come down here on my own. If I get tapped on the shoulder, I'm going to scream like fucking blue murder. So, there we go. Yeah, there's a bit more of the tiling, so I think it's just wonderful. Air conditioning unit, so you can see it's all rubble and maintenance stuff from the workers are here most nights when it's not night tube, just fixing bits on the track and in the station. And then we're back out. And so that takes you to the northbound Bakerloo, and that is to the southbound Bakerloo. There's that door on the right, there's another hidden section. Yeah, let's go through actually. I wasn't going to, we can have a look. just in a storage room. Literally nothing exciting in here whatsoever. But through this door is an abandoned stairway. You can see more of that blue tiling. So that, I'm assuming that would have taken you down and then to the right onto the platforms. There's nothing much. There's some old posters down the bottom, but they're really faded, and it's a. Nah, I'm all good to walk down there. I'll take photos of them anyway. But yeah, that's just an old stairwell, no longer in use, and that is Baker Street after dark. It's fascinating. So yeah, next time you're in Baker Street and you want to know what's behind these doors, it's the old lift shafts. Thank you. Good morning, welcome to Baker Street After Dark Part 2. As you enjoyed yesterday's one, I'll do another one. Bit longer one this time, there's a bit more to cover, but this is the Metropolitan Ticket Hall. That's Wenzel's, where all the free food comes from. My new best friends are in there. So we're going to go through this door over here. It's just trees. This used to be a station pub. Shame it's not there anymore. But yeah, I'm going to go through here. There's a lot of cleaners about, so you're going to hear a lot of knocking in a minute. And if I can remember which key it is, there's a lot of keys. Platforms 5 and 6, we're going to explore them in a little bit. There's some fascinating stuff down there. There we go. So this is, well, it's sort of the back area. Something fun to show you through here. This is the London Underground Gym. Membership is £50 per year. Something I doubt I'll ever take advantage of, but yeah, it's quite a nice little perk. So, again, I'm going to be nervous because I haven't done these areas in the dead of night on my own in the station. That's 1863, so however many years old it is now, I can't remember. So this is an original overbridge from when the station was built in 1863. Some old equipment there. This bridge goes over the original platforms and lines. I believe this was last used in 1911. In fact, I don't know if you just saw a flash at the top there. That's the street above us, Marylebone Road, I think it is. Yeah, Marylebone Road. And yeah, so this goes under the street. Oh, it's the old cut and cover method. So above us is the road, beneath us is the rail. And yeah, this was last used in 1911 as an overbridge. I think it was a service bridge for deliveries and such. In here, it's not a huge amount of information, but something you might find interesting is this room, which is called Track Markers. Permanent way design, but it's no longer used. Code is 4. So this is what we use as a designated room. Every station has a designated room, and it's basically somewhere you store bodies. So if somebody passes away on the station, specifically if they are killed by a train, not very nice, they will store the body in here until the coroner comes and takes it away. I don't know who may have been in there in the past, if their spirit still lingers, but I'm not going to hang around too long to find out. So back to the other bridge. It's not Hidden London do the tours down here, so I'm giving you a free sample. What kind of thing to show you? Not overly. Just some placards from the tour. That's the original design of the platforms 5 and 6 downstairs, which they don't really look much different to that. Just keep feeling I get a tap on the shoulder at some point. If I do, I will scream. So yeah, that's the original overbridge from 1863, leading over the original and oldest platforms in the world. More to that in a minute. This then comes out to the Chiltern Gate line. So that takes you upstairs. That's a colleague of mine doing his check. You can hear the keys rattling. That's the footbridge. So we just came through here, which is the old service bridge. And that is the footbridge, which leads you to the main part of the station. So now we come down to the oldest section of underground in the world. Platforms 5 and 6, the original Metropolitan Railway. There's a placard showing the restoration that took place in the 1980s. So, 1863, this opened to the public as just a short railway between Paddington and Farringdon. Obviously, those stations still exist, but those stations have been demolished and rebuilt. This area, however, is still original to when it was built. You can see these ducts at the top. Well, they were built to allow steam to escape, because obviously it was a steam railway when it was built. And then with the advent of electricity and converting over to electricity, they were all boarded up and they became obsolete until the 1980s, when the whole station had a refurb. And then they reopened them and filled them in, but to give them the look of how they would have been in 1863. They also allowed natural daylight to come in, but that's all gone now, obviously. So we're going to go down. That's a cleaner. It's not a ghost. I hope. I'm going to go down to the end. So here are the original overbridges. This is from the rebuild in 1911. So the station was built in two halves. So you had two separate ticket offices upstairs, and to come down to the platforms, there was no way of coming downstairs and then going to the correct platform if you made a mistake. So when they rebuilt it in 1911, they added this overpass, which I will go over shortly. Just want to show you off the end is the River Tyburn, which I put a picture of the other day about that white bridge. There past this light. There we go, that's the River Tyburn. And you can hear the water. Be quiet, pardon the cleaner. But yeah, that's the River Tyburn. And okay. Now I'm gonna take you through some extreme history. I did put photos of these up the other month, but if I can find the right key again. Oh, for God's sake. There we go. Like that, people. There we go. So this is the original 1863 waiting room. Well, on the westbound. Old fireplace. It's very musty. There you go. So that's a picture. So that is east to west, how it would have been built. And yeah, this is, I believe, a waiting room and toilets. In fact, I think that tiling there is for an old toilet. Another fireplace. That's all lit up for the Hidden London tours. But can't go up there, and in fact there's probably nothing to show you anyway. So that's one waiting room. Absolutely fascinating. It's just behind a little brown door on a platform. as I say, not made for fat people. And yeah, so this overbridge built in 1911, so you can then interconnect between platforms. It's very grubby, obviously. And up here, onto the overbridge, there is a door at the end, which we're going to go into. On the right here are these little, I believe they were windows that used to look out over the track. Not sure why they filled them in, a bit of a shame. But we're going to go into this room. Again, not the most glamorous, but in fact, if you see, there's arches, kinda, on the brickwork. So I haven't found out exactly what this room was, but I can only assume it is an old booking office, ticket office. That is an old entrance, which is now a fire escape, to the Wonder Path, which goes underneath Marylebone Road. Yeah, this door, again, it's this key, if it's the right key. Hey. Okay. So I can only believe and only assume that this is an old ticket office. God only knows when it was last used. It's got to be decades old. Oh, just some modern water mist system. Must be for fire prevention. But this interests me. Why is there a window to a brick wall? And when you look outside, there is nowhere that could have looked out onto. So this must have been from before it was rebuilt. The station was rebuilt in 1911. So it must go from before then. But why is the overbridge there? I'm not sure. What's that? Is that food? That's sand. So that's an old ticket office, I believe. Okay, and then we're going to go back down to the eastbound platform now, platform 5. And this is the bit that's going to shit me up the most. I do not like this area I'm going into, but let's give you the full tour. And listen, there's another human being with me over there. Now, which door? It's this one, I think. Again, another literally insignificant door. Just as you would never even imagine. Is it this key? No. It's this key, folks. Yeah, this is the room. Fuck's sake. I'm terrified. Where's the switch? Now look at the state of this room. It is so old. Again, 1863, and I believe it's an old ticket office, waiting room. And I have a torch with me. So, it's an old, oh fuck me, got a dead body underneath here. Window which leads to nowhere. So again, I'm not sure what was outside of there at one point. Fireplace. And the door to... Oh. I've never gone through here with a torch, I don't think. So it's would have been another waiting room. More tiling there, so I can assume it's another... I'm literally got, my hairs are literally on the end of my arms. They're standing attention. I am so... Oh. Wow. Fucking amazing though, isn't it? I think there's everything to show you in here. There's nothing more. Please don't touch me on the shoulder. Oh, and chill down my spine. Get me out of here. There we go. Oh, that's the worst part over. There we are. By a scary door. So yeah. And anything else I wanted to say about this? Only with the rebuild, they added these amazing plaques. So before working this was one of my favourite stations for architecture, and when they rebuilt it, they did these lovely little plaques to commemorate the refurbishment, the rebuild, restored, restoration. There we go. Actually, there's a couple of little things off the end of the platform I can show you. It's time 2:23 in the morning, in case you're wondering. That's the cut through to platform 1. I'll cover that another time. There's a couple of little things, nothing major, but yeah, a couple of little things to show. On the left here is a disused area, which is quite fascinating. It's got an old set of buffers, which I think, again, I did some photographs of. Da, 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 da. There we go, back to the famous arch. I mean, it must be listed, but it's the most iconic part of the station. And on the left here is the war memorial for all the railway staff, the Metropolitan Railway staff that died in the wars. And this is a very, very old donation box. There you can read it quickly. There you go, and you put your money in there. I don't know who comes and collects it, but it's still going to this day. You still put your money in there. And in fact, I believe some time ago someone tried to nick it, and they bashed it off the bottom and got the money out. There you go. And that is it. Until next time. Another quick video. This is the mid-circulating area where we have escalators, 1, 2, 3 and 4 over there. And behind this door is nothing historical, but for any maintenance fans, probably hear it. An old door. Nice and clean. Nothing is ever clean. We have the upper machine chamber of escalators 1 and 2. Don't know if anybody's interested in this at all, but that's what the underparts of an escalator looks like. Well, the machine chamber, should we say. Have to inspect these every day, make sure because there's a working. I can't do anything more than just that. I'm not qualified, and I don't think I ever want to be qualified because they're fucking filthy. Whoever does maintain them and repair them, I hope they get paid a bloody good wage for it. So that's upper machine chamber of 1 and 2, and we go around here. Great musical, highly recommend it. Sherlock Holmes, nod to local history. That's the old floodgates I was talking to you about. Well, I did a post on the other day, decommissioned. And then in here, it smells like rotten, it smells like fish. Why does it smell like fish? This is the upper machine chamber of escalators 3 and 4. There's 6 in total here, not that many compared to other stations. It's actually a grease smell, but was a fish. So there you go, that's the machinery. And as Rick Mal said in Blackadder, "Whoa, look at my machinery." Chugga, 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 all night long. And that takes you down to the lower machine chamber. But we have no interest in going down there. Yep, there you go. Tuckerhouse machine chambers, aren't you lucky? So no history in these, just dirt. Till next time, bye bye. Okay, me again, another video. This lift has baffled me for a while now. I could not work out why it's here. We have no step 3. Actually, the date, I think I worked it out to be somewhere in the 80s. It was restored, or moving forward. It's an old lift, old lift. Why it's here? Because behind it, key issue again. Behind it is nothing. So why is there a lift door? And then it dawned on me. So, I think I've worked it out. And it's all because of a ghost sign upstairs out the front. Let me show you. This is the Met ticket hall, so we're back here again. Upstairs. Not open just yet, daylight is coming up. It's 5:30 in the morning. Morning, Sherlock. Is this little oddity an old luggage entrance? So I can only assume that you would bring your luggage in and it would take you in a lift down to the Met Gate line, which is pretty useless because you then have to take downstairs to get to the other platforms. But yeah, that lift has to have been an old luggage lift. So there we go. Thank you and good night. Evening, Sunday evening. I'm back in the lift areas because I found out some extra information and facts that I didn't know about previously after watching a recent video. So I kind of wish I'd waited until I watched that to do the previous video, but here we are. And I'm actually at proper work now, on duty with staff around, trains in flow and passengers. So there'll be a lot of noise and the radio going off. Hopefully I won't be called to any situations. I can just do this quickly. But yeah, oh, and I have a torch this time. So if we go into the lift shaft 1 and look up, you can see the old ventilator. As I say, no ventilation shafts, but these were the lift shafts originally. From 1906, this was originally built. Yeah, 1906, these lifts were built. There's a lot of wind travelling through, but there's a lot of trains in motion. That's just that. Yeah, previously I stated there were 3 lifts. Incorrect, there's actually 2 lifts. One of the stairwells is actually one of the lift shafts is actually a stairwell. Wasn't aware of that. So that was lift shaft 1. This is lift shaft 2. Yeah. And yeah, with the torch now I can have a better look up there. Oh, it's clean the storage. All the builder stuff. The maintenance guys, they were back here tonight, so I thought I'd do this now before they come and do their work tonight. So I'm coming on my own. But I'm not sure what is at the top anymore. But these lifts were installed when the Bakerloo opened in, I think it was 1906. 1939 they were retired because I said before escalators came along and escalators can hold more people, so they kind of discontinued them. However, they came back into service one day only in 1945 for VE Day. So yeah, they came back into service one more day, VE Day, and funny enough, all of the machinery wasn't taken away. Normally when the lift is retired, they would then be stripped away and used for spare parts in other lifts around the network, but they were still fully intact. So they were used one more time, VE Day, massive celebration. Then after that, they were fully decommissioned. I found out something about this wall, just your old entrance into the lift. So this would have been the way out to the exit, and the entrance would have been around the other side. So you went in one way and out the other way. And this wall here has these poster signs. So that means station specific posters. So would have had like maybe timetables, station open and closing times, and then the number 4, which I found out in a video, means I think that's poster slot number 4, because you've got I think other numbers along here somewhere. If not, they're very faded. But yeah, there would have been posters along here depicting information for this station specifically. That's what that S means. Is that SP? No, just an S. This station, during World War II, or the lifts rather, obviously weren't in use, so they used this area for a telephone exchange, I believe. There's something around here that mentions briefly something about maybe the telephone exchange for the underground. So yeah, that's what these areas were used in the war, was a telephone exchange. So let me turn the torch off a minute, that's annoying me, and go through around the other side, because there's a couple of facts right there which I didn't get right, and also something else I found out about. Okay, the key game again. We have 2 main. Oh, for fuck's sake! There we go. 2 main master keys which open all the doors. Let's try to work out which key opens which. Oh, here we go again. All doors can slam on me this time. Yeah, more beautiful tilings all before. In fact, you know what? Let's add my initial, shall we? Hey! Hopefully that will stay there forever. Let's do another one. There we go. And then the year. Yeah, forever engraved. Right, we're back here again to this part. What was it? Oh, these doors. I thought they were called baffle doors. They're not. They're called dampers. Baffle was another part of the station, which I'll show in a photo at some point. But these are ventilation doors called dampers, and they were swung as and when the ventilation needed to be shifted. Again, completely decommissioned, not been in use. This terrifies me, this old door. I'm assuming it would have been a lift operator. That might have been where they sat, and then when you went in, they would operate the lift. But, well, it's so eerie. Oh, you can hear the radio going off. There's a poster. Or remnants of a poster. Sweet now. Yeah, I can now. So yeah, small poster. Tilly of Bloomsbury. Look at those. Wow. With the torch, I can look down the other section and find. But the other poster said there as well. What's this saying here? Oh, fascinating. Lydia. So that's part of the old lifts. And this part is all completely gutted. This is where the the Hidden London come do their tours. There we go. Fascinating. I've never seen it lit up because I haven't got the lights in here, and again, quite terrifying. So there you go, the advent of the escalators, removing the lifts. Shame. Now, if I can do this correctly, so for the dampers we're put in, this would have been another lift shaft here, been blocked off, and then that would have been a staircase down to the Jubilee. Not the Jubilee, the Bakerloo, because the Bakerloo line became the Jubilee and they switched over when they rebuilt it all. Quite confusing, I think. But if I can do this. The door still swings. And behind the door is the Jubilee line. You can look down on the Jubilee. No idea if a train is coming because I'm away too long. That is a damper door. That's quite exciting. Look at that. And as the wind is now travelling further because I've opened that up, I can hear things rattling and blowing in the wind. So yeah. There's no train coming, sadly, so I'm gonna. I think I've covered everything. So these are the original tunnels from 1906 when the Bakerloo line was built on the end of the station. So they had one entrance for the Met, one entrance for the Bakerloo, and then over the years they amalgamated both to become one big station. That door's gone again with that fucking wind. Yeah, I was saying, do I want to wait for a train, but I don't know how long I'm going to wait for one, so I'm going to cut this off here. Thank you for watching again. I think you're enjoying these. I know I am. Yeah, you can hear the voices. That's not ghosts, that is people on the platform. Oh, actually, is that train coming in? Oh, I think we can watch one. Go on. I'll give us the train. There we go. Well, nobody knows I'm up here. This door slams shut and typical, no one's getting off because it's a Sunday evening. There we go. Right. And that's me done. Yeah, I'm back again. A continuation from the video before, as I've just worked out where the telephone exchange was, and it's in this. It was in this door, which is now a communications equipment room, a CER room, which we are not allowed into in case we happen to touch a wire or a signal or a switch and switch off the communication equipment. So we're not allowed in. But here is what it says: Old Exchange, and some lovely graffiti above it. I don't know who WE2115 was, or JD, but that was a nice comment. But yeah, so in there was the telephone exchange in the Second World War when the lifts were out of action. There we go. One more look around before I exit. Cheers. Adios. Back one more time. That grille is the damper door that looked down on the Jubilee. So that would have been a staircase up until they decommissioned that area. So yeah, it would have been a staircase down to the platforms. You look, you can't really actually see anything in there, but yeah, that's the damper door the other side where I was just standing. So when you're on this northbound Jubilee line platform, a little bit more history there for you. Cheers. Ta-ta. Morning. Another follow-on film from a clip the other night for this dank old room. Boring as fuck. But through here, remember there was the disused stairs which led down to the Bakerloo platforms. Wasn't going to go down the bottom, there's some posters there, but the lighting isn't the best. However, I've heard a lot of voices shouting at the builders packing up for the night, and they're very vocal, and they're very argumentative. Down the bottom here is some posters, and I've got a torch with me, so we can look at them properly. Yeah, again, nothing amazing, but a nice bit of history. So this is a hatchery, Henry something. That's not ghosts, that's the builders shouting, or the maintenance guys. That's been blocked in, as you can tell. And then this is a poster for Whitbread. You can see the beer bottles. No idea of the age of these posters. But yeah, if you look, you can see the beer bottles. I mean, I would absolutely adore to explore more of these hidden sections all around the network and all these old posters. Just such a glimpse into times that were. It's fascinating. Yeah. So yeah, that's and up there you can see where the tunnel is, the stairwell. Again, I think this would have been taken out about the same time as the lift, so probably end of the war. You can also actually see some stairs have been taken out there. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more history for you. And I discovered a little while ago some more vent shafts that I had no idea were here, nor had to get to them. So that wouldn't then be my next mission, is how to get to these vent shafts up the top of the northbound Jubilee. Haven't a clue how to get there, but that is my next mission. So, good night. Well, actually, good morning. It's 5 a.m. here. So anyway, yeah, bye-bye. Okay, back with another video. Found a room I've been to before, but now I've got a flash that works on the phone again. I've never explored this corridor, ever. Let's have a look. Just wanted to go down, and it's, there's no light in it. So I don't, no idea what's down here. It's creepy as fuck. It goes parallel with the old footbridge. So this is the 1840s. Fuck me, what is this down the end? Oh, Jesus Christ, it's a fucking evacuation message. Doing a test. Where does that go down to? Oh. Oh, fuck. Okay. I am shitting it. Where am I going to? Oh. That's just a fire test for today. I can't go any further. Okay. That's the daily fire check. Oh, get me out of here. This is horrible. Oh dear, don't tap me on the shoulder. Don't tap me on the shoulder. There are light bulbs. There must be a switch somewhere in here. That's an old corrugated iron. Yeah, okay. Summon over. I didn't die. Bye-bye. Good morning. I am extra staff today, so I thought I'd do another tour of an area that I find quite interesting. I haven't had a chance to do it yet. It's Marylebone Road there, so it's quite busy and noisy. I'm on duty, so if I get a call, I have to stop this. But if we go into the main ticket hall, the main original entrance, but the main ticket hall, so take you through a very indiscreet door here. This behind the scene That's the back of Starbucks here, and it smells like a bakery. It's beautiful. This one is West End. So go through here. This is all old storerooms. Power and electrical are down here with their storerooms. Nothing exciting here whatsoever. That's the back of the toilets. It's disgusting in there, all the cisterns. Nothing exciting down there. This is looking down onto platform 1. And then down here are the legendary Baker Street shooting range, rifle range shooting galleries. So these were built however many years ago. I don't know if I put the flash on now or not. Damn it. But so they don't go back far, but apparently they used to go much, much further back. And they were also the home of the London or TFL, I don't know what it's called back then, rifle club. And I found out, like, why did you have a rifle club? But back in, I think, the 30s to the 50s, shooting was still a massive sport in the UK. And every major company had their own football team, rugby team, tennis team, and a shooting team. So we were part of that. And people would come down here and practice. This would be the headquarters of the shooting club. Have they got the board here? There we go. So it'd be the headquarters of the rifle range club, and then other teams would fight with them. But also apparently after the war, it was still handy to know how to fire a gun in case we went to war again. So that's why they were kept, and I have no idea when they were last used, but a very long time ago. This is a very old office. Again, I have no idea when it was last used. But the door's normally, I shut the door, you get a better insight. So, resident engineer, whenever they were last employed. I mean, look at the state of this room. That ladder's got to be, it's wooden, it's very old. Yeah, so there's nothing of interest in here at all. It's literally like a foot deep in dirt and soot and crap. So, so that's that section. And if we go up here, I need to remember my way. It's been a little while. I can't go that way anyway. So we go down here. Now that blue tower, we're going to go up. Oh, again, platform 1. Just some, this is the Hidden London tours. If you see these placards, it's Hidden London tour. Because up here is the old Lost Property Office. It's now been moved to, I think it's Kensington. It's no longer accessible for public. If you want to claim anything, it's all online. You can no longer pop in, find your item, pay 10 quid fee. It's all online now. Too early for this many steps, but here we go. I thought I'd take the opportunity while I have it. So, here is, oh yeah, that's the loading bay. We don't ever use it. It's for deliveries for tenants. Generate radio message. That is the old Lost Property Office, at the back of it anyway. No longer in use. It's just completely empty. If you look down there, yeah, platform 1, and then that is the top of escalators 5 and 6, which go to the Bakerloo ticket hall. Oh yeah, back up here. That's where I'm going. More stairs. Oh no. So, I'm trying to find something, and I can't remember how to get there now. Where the freaking hell was it? Right. I'll come back to you in a bit when I find it. Back again, and I managed to find what I was looking for. I thought it was up these stairs. It's not, it's behind them. I did a post about it a little while ago, and it is just in here, the old air raid shelter. So in this door is an old air raid shelter, but it's not part of the station. It's part of the Chiltern Court upstairs, which is the flats above us. It's to do with them, not us. I don't think there's a light down here, and I didn't bring a torch, and I can no longer put on the flash once I've started recording down it. But it's just another door at the back, leads into the air raid shelter. So yeah, I doubt you can go in there, but there's probably asbestos and all sorts in there. Looking old. Board. So yeah, so that's the old air raid shelter, which is adjacent to platform 1. So there we have it. That's a little bit of a backstage tour there, and I'll do some more when I get the chance. That's again the top of escalators 5 and 6, and that's the back of Chiltern Court. Good morning. I'll speak to you all soon. Actually, no, back one more time. I've just looked at this board that's always been hidden. I've never really looked at it before, and even though that's the rifle range, there must have been practice ranges, because obviously they're not big enough at all, and the sound coming from them. And here being all abandoned, but looking at this map, so it shows you like the rifle range back in the day. So that's the pathway that I walked down. That's the galleries there, the small rifle ranges. That's that office there, and then you got the club room rifle range, and then the actual rifle range which is next to it, and the lost property office there. So behind here would have been the actual rifle range itself, from what I can gather, but I think I can get into there from the other side, but it's all locked up, there's nothing there. You've got, if you look at the air raid shelter as well above it, you've got toilets in there. It's actually quite big. Well, imaginable, yeah, of course it would be. I'd love to go in there. I have no idea if it's accessible at all. And then you've got boiler rooms. Okay, I need to check all this one out. I think that's another abandoned section that I'm going to do a video on shortly. Coal bunkers, they got disused years ago. Coal siding, so yeah, there's another section I'm going to do a video on as well to do with the platforms. So yeah, all right, a bit more information I didn't know about, just found it. Cheers. Me again, I will go at some point. Now I think through there was the old proper rifle range. I don't know if I'm allowed access, but I'm going to try. But this unit, never ever taken any notice of. I just saw the door that was open, so I'm like, ooh, what's this? Which is opposite the old shooting range. One side says dirty, and it's padlocked. This side says clean, and it's unpadlocked. So I just have a quick nose, and it is, I thought it was showers, but upon further look, I think they're decontamination units. So I don't know what they were working with. Maybe asbestos removal. As you can imagine, a station of this age would have been filled to the brim with asbestos. And there are still a few rooms we are not allowed into, either because they can't remove it or they're not sure if it has it or not. So they've been sealed off. But yeah, just a bit creepy going in. They're just shower units, aren't they? I don't know if it's just showers, but I don't know, just saying, it says maybe decontamination. Probably not, probably just showers. Oh, I'll shut up. Right, till next time, or a little while, bye. Okay, so I've been given access to a little certain special part of the station building. 1911 it was built. That's the Chiltern Court and Baker Street station. On the corner here has been a bank, I believe, or was a bank, ever since it was built. I think it was NatWest and it became Lloyd's. Apparently it closed about 5 years ago. It's now an empty unit, but because it's in the building, we have the keys. And there's not a lot in here, but it might be worth taking a look at. Well, I've just been through here, so yeah, I find it quite interesting. I mean, it's up for rent, so who wants to move in there with me? Parties. Lock the door properly, don't know one following us in. secure. So yeah, this would have been the bank for over 100 years. Only thing that's banky here is the night safe is there. Literally just a shower, isn't it? But this would have been a lift. Completely blocks in now. But yeah, that was a lift. I think it says on the door here. Yeah. But probably very old lift. And then we can go through the back. We looked up there a minute ago and it's just toilets. It's literally like 4 flights of stairs just to get some shitty toilets. But down here, this is now the back of the station out there. This is the tiling of the station. And down. This is just the bank mess room, which would have been. Actually smells clean. We just noted how clean it smells, given that no one's been in here for 5 years. But yeah, it smells fresh. How, we don't know. And then down here, and I've never been inside a bank before, so if you have, then you probably know what's coming up. But I didn't. Well, I'd been made aware of it, but we go down, 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 down. So this is the old lift. It would have been the lift mechanism. Yeah. Nothing there. And through here is what is the vault. That's the other end of the lift where it obviously finished. And yeah, the vault. Sadly, all the bullion has gone, no treasures. And it's literally just been abandoned and left. And I don't know how they're going to get these safes out, because obviously they weigh a ton. If you've worked in a bank, you'll recognise all of this, I'm sure. Yeah. That door slammed shut, imagine. There is another part of, not the bank, there's another shop called the Emporium. It used to be the cinema, and apparently there was down the bottom, all the cinema equipment is still there. But there's been a lot of work has been taking place on it recently, so they're thinking might have stripped it all out. And we don't have the keys at the minute, but if ever we get the keys back, I'm going straight down there to have a look. But yeah, get nothing amazing, but a nice bit of history. And that's it. Until the next time, bye-bye. Almost another video of another area that I haven't explored on here yet. This is 5 and 6. You've seen before the famous platforms, and then this is the infamous archway here. I believe built in 1924 for the Great Exhibition at Wembley, which Wembley was built for. And because most of the travellers were coming from here to Wembley, it was sort of a nice grand start to the journey. And now they've been here ever since, and quite an iconic view of Baker Street, which then takes you up to the Metropolitan Line platforms 1 and 2. Get behind me. So these are the Met platforms, which we have a lot of issues with because they're very curved. And because they're curved, we get a lot of massive gaps when the trains come in. And if somebody's running for a train, they don't see the gap, and they, or their luggage or their pet, falls down this massive gap. And then we have an incident, a situation underhand. We've got to try to stop the train from moving before they drag somebody under it. So, and that happens daily. But yeah, so very curved platforms. Found out that they are curved because when they were built, they wanted to be ambitious and prove to London or the world, look how fancy we are. We can build curved platforms. So it was just a vanity project. They have no practical merit whatsoever. And but then the train carriages back then were much shorter, so there was no issue with gaps. So they didn't think 100 years later, oh, we've got longer trains now, and the platforms are going to be the trains are going to have more gaps. So it's very annoying. If you see here, it's even more curvy, more ambitious fuckers. But there used to be a straight track here which went into here. This is platform 1, and it used to be straight into the coal sheds that used to be there, because obviously everything back then was powered by coal. And there is an abandoned area over there, which I'm going to go into now, and you'll see why I know there used to be a straight platform with a coal shed. It took me forever to try and get this door open, not realising the door is no longer. You'll see in a minute what's on the side of that door. More clash and bangs. There we are, this is the other side. And there you can see platform 1. This old hut. No idea when it was last used. But here we have a set of buffers. And you can see on the floor where the tracks were. And that was a straight section of track which used to bring the coal train in, park up, unload. And then let's get down here, it's a fucking sheer drop. So bear with me. This is fun with one hand. So yeah, these are the old buffers here. Which would then go out, straight out there to join the Met. And in here is just a load of old machinery and bits that get used down. I don't even know if we use anything. There was a sump pump through there, sump pump which is to do with water issues. In here, what is it here? That's just a switch room. Oh, there's a pipe here. The hazard. I have been told that that's a sewage pipe from the offices upstairs, and occasionally that can get blocked and split and flood this area with sewage. So isn't that lovely? Delightful. But I think it's this room I want to go into. This room? Yes, it is. So these are, I did post some photos of them before, old transformers, which were disconnected in 1991. So they've been here for quite some time. I'm pretty certain the museum would be interested in these. But yeah, so back to an old door to nowhere. But yeah. If for any machinery geeks out there, power station geeks, yeah, some old transformers. Can't really read that, it's a little bit, there you go. Can't get the scrap merchants down in these stations, so you make an absolute fortune. So that's this room. Door opens. And then down here in this room, so it's a sump pump in here. I think it's to do with water ingress. And there's, again, nothing major, but a little bit of history. I hate the noise it makes when the light goes on. Which side is the light? Imagine that at 1 in the morning, or 3 in the morning with no one around. It's, yeah, we can't go in there. That's a very old sign. Oh, it's a boiler house, is it? Which, we don't need a boiler house anymore, but we can't go in there, which is a shame. I'd love to see what's in there. So, yeah. That's just modern machinery. Oh, turn the light off. That looks up to platform 1. So when you are on platform 1 and you look over to the right, the light is normally off, but there's a little bit down here. That is a room we can't go into. It's got asbestos, so that's totally off limits. So there you go, another little bit of history for you, and I will do another video in a while. Till then. Actually, I'm back because I forgot something. In the beginning of that video, or the beginning of coming into this section of that video, I said about that door and was trying to work out what was behind it. The door wouldn't open until it took me weeks to realise it's that. So it was a door at some point, and then they blocked it off whenever they built this section on. And yeah, so I was a bit of a dummy for a while, not working that out. Right, back in a bit. Actually, I'm going to continue the video from here because it kind of leads on. So that's where I was, in that dark section there. Platform 1 of Metropolitan line. Nobody about. So we're going to go downstairs. Up there is where the Lost Property Office used to be. There's that blue set of stairs. Behind that is the air raid shelter I showed before. Just behind there. We're going to go down here. I believe it's all unlocked. Yeah, there we go. So, another famous hidden part of the station. Still not 100% sure of its history, but I did learn a little bit on the tour that I did a little while ago, the Hidden London tour. And so this is the mid-circulating area, and it's this door. So if we go through here, let's find it again. It's always about the keys. There we go. Oh, I've never seen it without any lights at all. It's a bit. There we go. Here we go. So this is nicknamed the Cathedral. No one really knows why. Is it to do with its grand open? It goes on for so long, and it's quite. Actually, I don't know. I'm bullshitting. I don't know. It's called a cathedral, but it's. I think I'm led to believe it's an old walkway from the Met line down to the Bakerloo, where we kind of are now, really. No longer in use, as you can tell. It's a cable run for engineers to power the station, and this goes the full length of the Met platforms, but along the way are all of these old brickworks. Someone on the tour did say that there used to be another station on the end called Baker Street East, which was a shuttle, well, a little one platform station which went from here to St John's Wood, I think. So I'm wondering if these were the old platforms before they combined both stations into one. So I'm not entirely sure, but all the way along here run these old bits of brickwork. Another piece there. So go down here. More hidden London tour stuff here. So that's where they do the tours. That is some signalling stuff. We can't go in there. It just goes all the way down. It's a bit creepy, as always in these old sections with no one else is about. That takes you to a hatch that leads up to the top, and this takes you to just a dead end. And then there's another hatch which leads out upwards. So any fire escapes and emergency exits. So yeah, this is the cathedral, which is spoken about. There's more signalling stuff there on the Hidden London tours, and I think YouTube mentioned them as well. And yeah, nothing that exciting, but another little bit of hidden history of the station. I think I've covered most of it now. There is one part, even though I've not been into yet, and I need to find a way to get in there safely, which means turning off the ventilation system, I believe. So that'll be another time. So yeah, I'll show you on the way out. There's that brickwork. So it's foundations for something what was before here. So it could be this Baker Street East station, which there's very little information about. I cannot find anything much. Or it could be whatever was built here before the station. So wherever they are, they're very old. And we're back to the end. Right. Till next time. Sleep tight. I'm not Yvette Fielding. I try to be, but I'm not.